Hello, hello, hello. Hola, hola a todos. Bienvenidos. Welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about some interesting holiday. And we're live streaming. This is our first time live streaming a podcast. I'm usually live streaming, but yeah, so I'm so excited. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. Also visit smlessons.com for more free Spanish lessons and give this video a like. That helps us a lot. And I want to give a big shout out to Kay Beck. She's a Cafecito member. Thank you, Kay Beck, for the coffee. Thank you for the support. And all of that is greatly appreciated. If you're interested in getting a membership on this channel and supporting this channel as well, you can just click on the join button down below just to check out the perks. And that way you can also help this channel. And that's it. Okay. This is something new for me. Like right now, I usually live stream, but I'm live streaming the podcast. So bear with me, okay? Here with me is the mysterious voice. How are you, mysterious voice?
I'm good.
This is something new, eh?
Yeah.
Are you sleepy today?
A little bit.
A little bit. So, yeah. By the way, please use the live chat. I don't know if I said this already. You can use the live chat if you have any questions. And or if you can just want to say hi, you can do that as well. And, well, let's get started. So as I was saying a few seconds ago, we are going to talk about the Day of the Dead. You know, this interesting holiday. And we're going to talk about interesting things about it and a little bit about history, the celebration, what this holiday is about. And have you heard of this holiday? It's a very popular one.
Yeah, I've heard of it, yeah.
And what have you heard?
Well, I just know it's not like Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's more about like honoring your like relatives and ancestors that died, and I know it's there's like the colorful skull and the colorful outfits and things like that. It's
okay.
Yeah, and yeah, that's about all I know about it, pretty much.
Well, this holiday is very old. It's a very old celebration, and the Day of the Day is a very, very, very popular Mexican holiday. It's very unique. It's very colorful, and we have I've seen the celebration, and it's just very, very interesting. Very, very. I don't know. It has its magic. Mm-hmm. You know, it's very magical. And do you know when this is celebrated?
I don't remember, no.
You don't remember?
No. Isn't it like October 30th or something?
I think that's Halloween. Or Halloween's the whole
31st.
month, right?
No, Halloween's October 31st.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see someone already on the chat. Joe Nuts says it's about celebrating their life, correct? Yes, that's correct. The Day of the Dead, or El Día de los Muertos, is about celebrating the life, remembering the people who left us, the people who died. It's about remembering them and about celebration, just by remembering the like the people who have left us. But the holiday is celebrated on the first 2 days of November. Okay, so there's 2 days. I believe the first day is for the young people, kids and all of that, and then the second day is for everyone else.
I see.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
oh my, I see people already here.
That's all new to me. The only reason I know anything about it is because the Day of the Dead is one of the holidays in World of Warcraft.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So what happens there?
So there's what's the character's name that has the painted skull?
La Catrina?
Yeah, she shows up in front of one of the capital cities, and then there's like a feast, and there's like ghosts walking around from.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. I see Jayani. Jayani says, "Hola, ¿cómo están?" So how are we?
Mucho
I'm
cansado.
Good. Mucho cansado, muy cansado.
Yes.
Yo estoy bien, muchas gracias. Estoy cansada también, but not too much, just a little. But anyways, yeah, so the Day of the Dead, El Día de los Muertos, is celebrated on the first 2 days of November, okay? And as I said before, the purpose of this celebration is about the lives of the deceased on the days of the year when their spirits are believed to return to our world. So I don't know if you have watched this it's a very popular, I think it's a Pixar movie, Coco.
I know of it, I've never watched it.
Well, it's a great movie, and it explains pretty much what the Day of the Dead is. So yeah, we need to watch that movie. I already watched it once, and it's a beautiful movie. But yeah, it's a very, very, we should watch that for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna just go over 5 important things about this celebration, okay? The first thing is that, as you said at the beginning of the video, the Day of the Dead is not a Mexican Halloween.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they think, oh, the Day of the Dead is Halloween in Mexico.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because there's like costumes and stuff like that, so people, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a very different holiday. What is Halloween about?
Diabetes.
I mean, Halloween also has its charm.
Halloween has roots in different things, like it was originally like a Norse festival, similar to Day of the Dead, where you would celebrate your ancestors and things like that. And basically the reason why they dressed up is because in Norse mythology they believed that on that day the spirits of the dead would walk the earth.
Okay.
And you would dress up like you're dead, so you don't scare them away, so you can spend time with your loved ones that passed on. And then as the Norsemen became more Christian, and it kind of got roped into different traditions and got changed over time, and now it's about kids getting candy.
I see. Well, yeah, we should talk about that in a different episode. Yeah. But yeah, Halloween also has its charm. It evolved. Yeah. Evolved to something else. But it's crazy how the Day of the Dead in Mexico, it's pretty much the same. It hasn't changed too much. Yeah. And all the different, because you've seen people with their face, painted. Yeah. In like in this picture, we can see that they use different paint to, they have like this unique kind of, what would it call? What is that called? Like face painting?
Yeah.
And everything looks beautiful. It's very Mexican. It's very. I know that nowadays sometimes they add a little bit more of Halloween-ish things, but essentially the majority of the holiday is about the Day of the Dead and nothing else. So yeah, that's coming soon.
Yeah, well, October's almost done,
Yeah, and it's very interesting. But yeah, the Day of the Dead is not a Mexican Halloween. The Day of the Dead is rooted in the ancient religious traditions of Mesoamerica's indigenous population. Okay, so it's very, 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 very old. And the Day of the Dead focuses on receiving the souls of the dead relatives with joy and hospitality, okay? And there are different ways to do this. We will talk about this in a few more minutes. But yeah, that is the first point. The first interesting thing about this is that this is not Halloween. The Day of the Dead is not Halloween. It's not a Mexican Halloween. It's a unique holiday, and this holiday is it has over 2,000 years that has been celebrated. So it's very, very a very old holiday. And also the Aztecs, I was reading that the Aztecs used to do something similar to this, or that would be probably the beginning of the Day of the Dead. But the Aztecs, they believed that people had different afterlives. And so they used to celebrate the Day of the Day in a similar way than nowadays.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. Another point that I would like to say, or point number 2, is something called ofrendas, okay? And do you know what this is? Does this sound something
Offerings.
like offerings? Yeah. It's similar to offerings. So what do you think ofrendas are like more specifically?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that people leave out like some sort of food and like whatever the person's favorite food was or something.
Oh, you're not far off. Like ofrendas are also known as altares. Okay, so that's something really peculiar, really unique. And I'm just gonna show you a picture of that. So this is an altar, and this is a very colorful one, right? Mexicans usually put like fruits, whatever the person who died used to like, like could be drinks, it could be tequila, it could be their favorite food as well. They put also pictures, they put like different decorations, something called Papel Picado, which is the colorful part of the altar. Can you see that we have green, red, white, blue, all of that? Yeah, that is called Papel Picado. Okay, so that is a very interesting thing. And this is basically how an altar looks like. What do you think about it?
That's pretty cool.
It's really, really nice looking, huh?
Yeah, I remember in the old country, whenever we visited my grandparents' grave, my dad would leave like food and stuff on the grave. And when I was a kid, I was always, because we would come back like a few days later and it was gone. And I was like, like, where does it go? But then I just kind of put two and two together, and I'm like, the priest probably just takes it.
Well, yeah, it might have been the case for sure. Yeah, I see some comments. What? I see some comments. Let's read some comments. Okay. So Jayani says, I love your classes. You teach us very well. I watched lots of Spanish videos, but you are the best teacher. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. I'm absolutely beginner, and I hope to get all of your Spanish knowledge. Well, thank you so much for your kind comment, Jayani. Sorry about butchering your name, but thank you so much. That makes my day. Thank you. That's very nice. Also, Trenton Tampa says, me encanta la película Coco. Lloro mucho cada vez que verlo. Si alguien no llora, no tiene sangre en las venas. He's using the phrase that I was talking about yesterday. Sangre en las venas. That means blood in the veins. Yeah, so that phrase is about, if you haven't watched that video, it's the previous video, so it's a very interesting one. But yeah, Trent, that's a great comment. I love Coco as well. That movie is like so beautiful, and I also cried when I watched the movie. I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. But yeah, it's a very, very nice movie for sure. Okay, so what are you saying? Did I interrupt you?
No?
Oh, okay. Well, that is ofrendas, or also you could call altar, this altar, like what I showed you a few seconds ago, this altar. And this is, it has to happen. If you are celebrating the Day of the Dead, you have to have an altar, okay? El altar. And you can decorate this with flowers, including, this is a very interesting flower, marigolds, I think they're called in English. In Spanish, this flower is called cempasúchil, and it's a beautiful yellow flower. I'm just gonna show it to you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a very, very
looks like paper
beautiful.
mache.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful. It has a really nice smell as well. It's a very, very traditional flower if you're celebrating the Day of the Day. The day of the Dead, sorry, or El Día de los Muertos. And you can decorate this also, the altar, with paper, Papel Picado. And that's a traditional thing that Mexicans do. It's very complicated. I tried to do that once, and it's just so complicated.
So is that something people would just make at home, and just like that altar and all that? Is it something they would just set up at home, or is it?
Yeah, you can set that up. You can do that at home. You can see that on the streets as well.
Oh, okay, that's kind of what I was wondering, if people do it, like a community one kind of.
Yeah, you can see altares also at schools, at buildings, like pretty much everywhere where you can put an altar. You usually see one, and yeah, it's very interesting because every altar is different. So you can make one for your grandma, for example.
Yeah.
Or you can see one on the street about somebody famous, that died recently.
Oh, okay.
Or like a bunch of different, for example, Frida Kahlo.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can see altares dedicated to Frida Kahlo.
Okay. So now my question here, a follow-up question. Because the Day of the Dead is such a big event in Mexican culture, and it's so colorful and everything, are Mexican goths like super colorful?
Mexican goths?
Yeah.
Like
Like
what? Like Aztec gods?
no,
And
goth, like the goth kids,
God.
Like instead of dressing all
I
in
don't-
black with the white face and black eyeshadow, they're just dressed like Richard Simmons, just like super bright colors and
No, we
sequence.
also we have gods. That's how you call
Yeah.
them, right? Like
Yeah.
we have our emo people.
Mm,
They look like emos, They
Ah.
look like gods. They don't look any different,
Ah.
unless I don't know all of them. Maybe they changed. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, okay. So another interesting thing about the Day of the Dead is that people go to the cemeteries.
mhm.
So you said that you had that
Well, we did that.
as well, right?
It wasn't like like a specific holiday.
Okay, so just like a normal
We
visit to
would
the
go
cemetery.
for an example, like for their birthday or like an anniversary of their death.
Okay.
We'd go to the cemetery and we'd spend a couple of minutes there, light a candle, put some
Mhm.
food and some rakia on the
Mm.
on the grave, and then I guess the
Yeah.
priest has a good time.
Well, as part of the celebration of this holiday, people go to the cemeteries and they spend time at the graves of the loved ones. And they usually decorate the graves with candles. Obviously, they clean it up a little, They put some candles, flowers, again, marigolds. This is like the specific flower for the holiday. So when you go visit cemeteries, you can see that everything looks so colorful and yellow. Specifically
cool.
yellow because of this beautiful flower.
Is there a reason why that specific?
I believe there's a
flower?
reason for that. It's it has also I'm gonna talk about that in the next.
Oh, okay,
in the
so I'm
next
not looking
point.
at the screen, so I'm getting ahead of it.
That's okay. I'm not reading that either. I'm just telling you like what's this holiday about. I just have that as a quick reference, But yeah, and besides, the flowers and candles, you also put food. Like you said that you used to, you put rakia, and so it's similar. Families put some food, and plus they have also the altares. So that's a very, very like, they just don't hold everything back, or anything back. Like they just go all out and they just celebrate in a very generous way. Also, well, that's pretty much it about the cemeteries. That's also something that is part of the holiday. And they don't usually, people when they do that, they don't feel sad about it. It's just a moment where you remember the people that are not longer with you, and you celebrate them. So it's something really nice.
It's nice, yeah.
Very, very nice. Yeah, they also share stories and memories about that same people. And so it's just about remembering, remembering all those loved ones, for sure. Okay, I have a picture of that right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's they have different flowers there, but usually they're all marigolds. But yeah, they have that's a picture I found. But yeah, it's a very, very unique experience for sure. Okay, so the next thing that I would like to talk about is marigolds, like this unique flower. Okay, so in Spanish, I'm just gonna show the picture again. That's the flower, you saw it a few minutes ago. This flower in Spanish is called cempasúchil. And well, it's a Mexican marigold. I believe this kind of flower exists in other countries, but not this specific one. I'm not sure. And usually it's bright orange, okay? And it grows in Mexico during autumn or fall, during the fall. And it's a very, very important symbol of the Day of the Dead. Okay, so you gotta have this flower for sure. But yeah, let's see. I remember the reason why people use this flower is because of the smell. It smells really strongly. It has a strong smell, and according to Mexican folklore, this attracts spirits. Okay, so that's what I remembered about this. They use this flower because of the smell and because this smell attracts spirits. So this is something interesting that I kind of forgot about it until I read about it like a few days ago. So yeah, they want to attract the ofrendas or el altar. And ofrendas is the food, the candles, everything that goes on the altar or altar. And the altar is the whole thing, right? And including these flowers and ofrendas are meant to attract the souls of the deceased to their living relatives' homes, okay? Also, this flower is associated with the sun and rebirth, given its orange color. It has that beautiful orange color. So yeah, it has a reason why. There's a reason why the Mexicans use this flower for sure.
Yeah, and that makes sense because you said that it was like the whole holiday's been a thing since the Aztecs, and since they worship the sun, that kind of explains the flower too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Jayani says, what about Poco Loco, song in Coco? I love that. And you? I don't remember the song too well, but I remember that I liked everything I heard. All the songs that they used, all the animation, everything is so well done. So yeah, I gotta say I love everything about that movie. Thank you for asking, Jayani. Okay, so lastly, I would like to talk about el Pan de Muerto. Because, for Mexicans, food is something really important.
Yeah.
Do you know what el Pan de Muerto is?
I'm going to say it's some kind of bread.
Yes, because I said pan.
Bread of the dead.
Yeah, that's essentially the meaning, the translation of this. And in Mexico, there is a big thing for sweetbreads or sweet bread. Like they really like bread. Not so much like.
Not as much as I do.
Not as much. Not as much as Europeans. Yeah, but we have this sweet bread culture, that you have some sweet bread with your coffee, and when you're watching la telenovela, you're like eating sweet bread sometimes and drinking some coffee and watching TV, soap operas. But yeah, el Pan de Muerto is something that is very traditional when celebrating the Day of the Dead, el Día de los Muertos, okay? So I'm just gonna show you the bread that I'm talking about. This is the bread.
Oh man, I could go for that.
Yeah, it looks
that
yummy.
Looks really good.
But yeah, this is the shape of this usually. Well, I gotta say, it's always some sort of round bread. It's fluffy. It's not too soft, but it's fluffy. And also, there's something on top. You can see it there, right? Like there's
like,
some lines, like two lines on the top, and that's because that it's supposed to be or resemble bones. Bones. And it's they put usually sugar on top, and this is a very, very traditional bread to eat during this
holiday. Does it have
holiday.
like a filling or something?
There's no filling. Usually there's no filling, but the top of it is something that resembles a pile of bones. Yeah, it's I mean, it's just I don't think it has a meaning. It's just to symbolize, that you're celebrating the Day of the Dead, right? And also another thing that they eat, or Mexicans eat during the Day of the Dead, sometimes it's for decoration. This is for decoration, or sometimes they use this just to eat it, to have something sweet. But I've seen that just for decoration. But I'm talking about sugar skulls. Have you heard of this?
I have, yeah.
Have you seen one?
Only in World of Warcraft.
Well, I'm going to show you a real one. This is the skull that I'm talking about.
That's really cool.
Yeah, this one is made out of sugar.
Jeez.
Just pure sugar and colors. Probably food coloring. And you can see it has a beautiful decoration. These can be eaten. Some of them are specifically just to eat, and some of them are just for decoration. Okay, so I mean, sometimes this can be made out of chocolate as well, so they look brown, right? They look like chocolate skulls, just the same as this, but just made out of chocolate, which I like more the chocolate ones. These ones, the sugar ones, they look beautiful, like the colors, it's just amazing. This is very, very unique. And they put this on altars or altares. I say altars, I should say altares. And I mean, this is made out of sugar. It looks beautiful. Sometimes they can be made out of chocolate. So yeah, this is something really, really common to see during this holiday. So what do you think about them?
Yeah, it looked really nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look so colorful. I love them. And yeah, that is it for today. Do you have any questions?
I have a question, actually,
okay.
Yes.
Or you guys, if you have any questions, now is the time.
So my question is, what's the deal with the La Catrina character? Like, how did she become like the mascot essentially of the Day of the Dead?
Well, it's not. I would not call it a mascot.
But it's the one, when you hear Day of the Dead, like that's what the first thing that pops into your mind is that specific character.
Well, this is I remember. I mean, don't quote me on that, but La Catrina was made by an artist, a very, very popular artist. And the name of this artist was Jose Guadalupe Posada. Okay? It was created around 1910 or 1913. And it had a different name. The name was La Calavera Garbancera, which sounds really weird.
It's like a type of cheese.
Yeah, La Calavera Garbancera is something similar to saying, it sounds to me like something saying like chickpea skeleton, or chickpeas coal. Chickpea. I don't know. Garbancera sounds like chickpeas to me, because garbanzos means chickpeas. And it was created as a satirical image, okay, according to Google right now. And the artist is something really interesting. But apparently, well, the artist aimed to mock the indigenous Mexicans who imitated European style.
So
it
was something that some racist dude made.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't
and it
racist.
ended up backfiring on him because everybody loved it.
No, I think I remember that this was made by this artist. I don't remember exactly why. What was the purpose of this? But yeah, it's something that was created by an artist.
Some guy.
Yeah, and it was a hit, and everybody liked it, and it became a thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
It became a thing. Yeah. Okay, so I see a couple of comments here. Jayani says, hay una misión especial ese día. Okay, so is there a special mission on that day? The mission is to remember the people who are not with you anymore. It's just remembering, and also just trying to celebrate what they did, when they were alive, all the stories, how good they were, or anything in particular about that person. So you were pretty much trying to invite, the loved ones who are not with you anymore, and invite them to eat. That's why you have the altar, and that's why you have the food and things that they used to like.
Yeah.
So you are welcoming them, their spirits, or something like that. And also you're remembering them. And that is, I would say, that's the mission.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the mission. And if you're in Mexico and you see how they celebrate the Day of the Dead, it's just something beautiful. It's beautiful. Really, that really nice tradition. Bruce McCormick says, Hola. Hola, Bruce. How are you? Bienvenido. ¿Cómo está? Okay, so is that the only question you had about this?
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Question.
That's it for today then?
Yeah, I have no questions. I just want to say, it's really cool to see that people are asking questions and making comments in Spanish.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
You guys are learning. That's really awesome.
Yeah,
and you're way better at it than I am.
Oh yeah, I gotta say yes. And I love interacting with them as well. That's why I try to live stream now, because I just love reading your comments, guys. And when you're telling me things in Spanish, that's even better, But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time we live stream. Also, just give this video a like. That helps us a lot. And did I say just click on the bell icon?
I don't think so.
You don't know? Well, just click on the bell icon so you can. Yeah, I said this every to get notified every time I live stream. Also, by the way, tomorrow we are going to have a crossword puzzle about random nouns. Yeah, I believe random nouns. So be prepared. And Trent in Tampa, I hope you can join us tomorrow because you're winning. And all of you guys, if you can join us tomorrow, that would be amazing. We're going to guess different Spanish nouns, and it's gonna be random, so there's no there's no topic here. It's just something random. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. If you want to read more about Spanish, you can go to smalessons.com, and you can also download all the free crossword puzzles. You can purchase flashcards. You can also donate on that website. If you want to support this channel in a different way, if you don't want to get a membership, you can donate on the channel and on the website smlessons.com. And I think I'm already tired. I think I'm ready to just rest, relax.
Yeah.
And well, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hasta luego.